How's it going, everyone? We're back today with the next installment in the net decking my teammates saga. So, today we're doing something a bit different. Rather than leaking someone's sauce, we're actually going to be playing a deck that my teammate is topped with. So, for those of you who watched RBT4, you might recognize that this is Asgeir, aka LWRS, on Dueling Book if you watch the stream. This is his Quickdraw Volcanic deck. So, this is a deck that I think is kind of slept on. A lot of people say it's past its prime, Quickdraw historically, it won SJC Edison, but now a lot of these control decks, they're kind of too slow, they're not aggro enough, they can't keep up. But I think Asgeir did a great job of proving that if you put in the time and effort, that you can succeed with a deck like this, and he's obviously a very strong player, and this is a very strong list. So yeah, it's relatively standard, but there are a few kind of interesting ratios and tech choices. Obviously, we've got Plasma in the main, which is pretty neat. Scapegoat to go with it. We're siding the plant, or a lot of the plant stuff, maining the dandy still, obviously, but siding the Titanial package. I think that's a really cool choice. So yeah, overall, very, very cool list. I like this deck. I like the playstyle, and I'm definitely hyped to give it a try. So let's go on and get into these matches. Okay, so the first match that we played was up against a Ojama deck, a 60-card Ojama deck, which was definitely an interesting experience for me. So we lose RPS, they go on first. They go set Angel, set Karma Cut pass. So here, I declare Quick Draw, and then I decide to chain MST when they say no response. So that way I can play around Depression. And then obviously I've opened a pretty strong hand, even going second here. We're definitely going to be at an advantage because of how well we opened with the Quick Draw Dandy Debris combo. So going for Drill Stardust, pretty standard. I hit over the set monster, it turns out to be Angel. At that point I'm thinking it's Fairy, but then he summons Ojama Blue. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I pitched the Fader for Drill since I don't think it's going to be doing much. We've got 3 monsters on the field. I don't want to reveal that I have Caius in rotation. So then they ram Blue. Okay, yeah, they make a pretty interesting play. They do this to get the Ojo Magic. They use the Ojo Magic to... Or first they're going to make Iron Chain. Then they do the combo with Country and Ojo Magic to special back Blue and search their deck for 3 Ojamas. So now they've just got a ton of Ojamas in hand with like a bunch of a couple discard cards to go with it. So during my standby I try to get Drill, but it gets Divine Wrath. I'm like, shoot. That's rough. That's really rough. But I can out this board. I decide, I think, to Caius the Blue, which then turns off the Country so I can hit in. And this way they don't get to add any more cards if they have them, which I don't know if they do. I feel like Ojama typically doesn't play this many, like, Ojama cards, if you know. I usually just like 1 Magic, 1 Country, but I think they're on like multiple, and their list was kind of weird, so I decided to not risk it. But anyway, they're gonna like just activate 3 countries and summon a bunch of dudes. I guess they just couldn't really deal with the Stardust. They had this like Dead Vortex in hand all game. But yeah, Country's gonna be turned on, so they're gonna crash with Caius, but I think I just have game here. Or I have almost game. I Avarice first. And then I'm able to find Caius, so I can get rid of the Country and just hit for 24 for a game. So yeah. They left after 1 game. So I decided to go play another match, and the other match is definitely a lot closer. I think it's a lot better. A bit more competitive. Obviously, Ojama's a bit of a jank deck, and it only went 1 game. This one goes to 3 entire games. It's against Diva Hero, I think. So yeah, we lose RPS again. Our opening hand is not great. Going first with Dust Shoot might be a bit better, but yeah, it's still not great. Like, we just have a Dandy and Avarice, 2 copies of Decree, kind of redundant, They go Stratos, search Prodigy. I guess they didn't have anything else good to search. This is why you should play Alias, I think. Like, you don't want to search Mali or Prodigy in this situation. But I just go set everything. I get end phase spaced. I'm just praying they don't hit the 1 out of 3 Dust Shoot. And they don't. I get lucky. They hit one of the Decrees. So I've officially like turned this redundant decree into a real card by trading with MST, which is nice. In standby, I dust shoot. I get the Diva out of there. But then unfortunately for me, they draw Caius off the upstart, so yeah, I'm just going to be eating 24 to the face until I can find something, which I don't. I just draw a Torrential. They're just setting. I draw a dead Caius. Rough. You can brick in this deck, which is annoying. So here I have a couple options. I could like fire my own Torrential. I just decided to set the Rocket, I think. I'm being kind of greedy. And my greed does pay off. I get them to commit another card, and I get to resolve the Torrential. So here I just set this thinking maybe they'll set something and I can Caius it. They upstart into Braincon, doesn't do anything. I draw Braincon, also doesn't do anything. We're just passing back and forth. Here I draw Charge of the Light Brigade, which is really awesome. Potentially unbricks my whole situation here. So just go set Raikou. Here they go Prodigy. You know, they had Diva. I feel like they should have gone for a Diva play here instead of this. Yeah, almost certainly. I mean, couldn't they have made 2 8s? Yeah, they could have. This seems like a misplay. I mean, I guess it would have been answered by Brain Kai's, but they didn't know I had Brain Kai's. But, yeah, maybe just a little too passive from them. But it doesn't end up mattering too much. Actually, they draw the other Mally, so that kind of sucks. Oh, wait, they couldn't have made 2 8s. What am I talking about? I mean, they could have done a Diva play with Prodigy and, like, pitch to the Mally, I guess. But then they still would probably be drawing the other Mally, so... Yeah, maybe this wasn't really a worse play. I take that back. It was probably about... This was just slightly more conservative, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, yeah. Anyway, I go for Caius on the Malicious, which is really good for me. Or it would be even better if they hadn't drawn the other Mally to brick it anyway, but, you know. Dead cards in their hand is always good. The end phase Wing Blast, I decree here. I don't know if this was a mistake. I would have lost my mirror anyway. Maybe if they had Wing Blasted the Book of Moon, I'd have just allowed it. And then I've had the Mirror Force. But yeah, they just have too much stuff now. They brain, I have the answer in the book, but they have like Diva. I don't know why they aren't doing the Prodigy, but they have game anyway. So yeah, that's rough. A lot of bad breaks for us there, unfortunately. Here... I think we should have lost this game. So they go Future Fusion, I just space it. It's not allowing that. Yeah, it's a good thing I did because they had Diva. So they're going to go Catastor, kill the Rocket. That's fine. Here I get Dust Shooted here, and I really think they made a mistake. Because they should have hit the Trooper, but they hit the DD Crow. And we have like an Avarice in hand, and Trooper's like our only hope of getting that online anytime. It's our only normal summon that does anything here. However, this is still really bad because they know my whole hand and stuff, so... Yeah, I go for the Trooper. I go for the draw, just to play around like Mind or Brain or something. Here they have Storm and Typhoon, actually. But they know my back row, so they don't need to do anything about it. They just go set. I go for... Here, the Shell was a really nice top deck. Because now it's like, I have Caius, so I can like drop Quickdraw into Caius, get rid of the Sangan, try to hit over this, or I also have the Accelerator now to threaten, so I can do multiple plays here. It also turns on my Avarice, so this is a really, really good draw. Definitely got me out of a tough spot. The draws off Avarice were not great, though. Just kind of 2 redundant copies of Raikou that aren't going to do anything because we're doing Caius this turn. Here I go for the Accelerator. They have the MST, they use the MST. So now it's just Tribute for Caius, get rid of Sangan, hit over the... Oh, I can't hit over because I activated Accelerator. I'm pretty sure that's right. I think that's how that works. Because it says... Well, sometimes it can be hard to tell from the text. I'm not a judge, but... I'm pretty sure you... I mean, this didn't negate... And even if it did, I don't know. I don't think you can attack if you try to Accelerator at all, so... Someone let me know if that's how that works. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. It would have been nice if I had been able to attack, but they don't have an answer for my Caius anyway. So it's just going to be fine. I'm going to hit over, and I'm going to set a Raikou. Here, they're just playing conservatively. They know I have Pulling the Rug, so they don't want to do the Stratos yet. Actually, I probably wouldn't have Pulling the Rug to the Stratos here, because Like, it's just not that consequential for me. I really would rather save it for like a Diva or a Armanite or a Caius or something like that. Don't know if they're on Armanite though, I never saw it. So they're going to set Geki Break. I just hit in. They allow it. I set Sangan here, hoping they would think it's a Raikou. I think they end up, yeah, they do Geki Break it. So this turned out pretty well for me. I go for Quickdraw. Debris is unfortunately kind of dead. I guess here I should have played more aggressively, but I was really worried about Torrential. So I could have gone for the Quickdraw play in main 1 and just gone for game without committing my normal summon even. But I was a little bit afraid, because if it was Torrential and then they top deck something to go with the Mally in their graveyard, I'd have been in trouble. I end up doing it in main 2 and it gets stopped by the Judgment anyway. So I guess it was a bit of a mistake, because I'd have won for sure. And now I'm leaving them a chance. Unfortunately, they top decked the Torrential, so now when I flip the Raikou, I get Torrential, and it's like, shit. And these 2 cards aren't doing anything. They draw Snowman and choose not to set it. That's really strange. I don't know why they do that. I don't think they ever set it either. So I just go foolish for Dandy to try to stay alive. They draw another Snowman and they don't set it. Like, I guess it would have gotten Titanium negated, but the next one would have traded with it. Yeah, I don't know. Why'd they hold these? That's a little odd. I feel like they were in a rough spot, but they had a Mally. And, like, we were in a top decking war. I think that could have potentially been their game in a number of ways, but it was not, and we're going to a game number 3. An all-important game number 3, if you will. So, game 3, they open busted. I mean, what can you do? Yeah, they have Stratos, Future Fusion, Miracle in hand already. Yeah, this is not good. I decided to just try to get over the Stratos. I really want to get this Sangan online as fast as possible to get like a Shell or Dandy to go with a Quickdraw Accelerator. But I decide that just outing the pressure is more pressing. Might have been a mistake committing Sangan to the field here, but I figured he would just out my stuff somehow. But I had like Scapegoat set, so this kind of clogs my board so I can't chain Scapegoat. And they do have the Heavy too, so it's a bit dangerous of me to do this. They go Lure to Dig. Fortunately for me, they don't find much. I go End-Phase Scapegoat, but then I like top deck Storm, and this changes my whole play. I'm like, okay, I can just go for a game here if I like let him pop my whole field, search Dandy, then make like RDA plus Quickdraw Synchro. I can just go for game. So, yeah, I go for the Storm. Huge Storm. Definitely a game-winning top deck right there. So now we're just going for everything. They don't have Crow, so RDA plus Drill is 54. Even if they have Gores or something, I have Avarice and Drill Warrior coming back next turn and a lot of life points, so we're in a really, really good spot. So yeah, that was game number 3. I think we played pretty well across all of these games. Definitely a very fun deck. I enjoyed it a lot, so I encourage you guys to definitely play Quickdraw. Quickdraw's a really cool deck. Anyways, hope the matches were fun to spectate. Hope you enjoyed my commentary and analysis as always, and that's going to be it for today, guys. Peace out.